Hello, this is Kelly Phillips for paperbeadrollers.com. Today we're going to talk about how to choose pattern paper for your paper beads. Choosing a patterned paper that will give you the finished paper bead you envision in your head is a little bit of an art and a little bit of experience. Unless you're using a bead shape that allows a wide part of the paper to show, the full pattern will just not be very obvious on the finished bead. Today I'm going to walk you through some various patterns, show you what they'll look like on finished beads, and give you some things that you can keep in mind when choosing your own pattern paper. Here I have 5 different pattern papers. I chose patterns that use similar colors so you can see exactly how each pattern contributes to the finished look of the bead. I've cut a 1/2 inch wide standard triangle strip from each of the papers. Let's roll them and see what we get. I'm going to roll each of these 5 beads with the 1/8 inch bead roller from paperbeadrollers.com. It's the one with the blue handle. I am going to speed up the actual rolling of the beads a bit so we can just get to the result. We'll begin with the striped paper. Notice that this strip was cut across the pattern, not along with the pattern. If you cut a strip along with the pattern, you won't get as much variation on your bead because most of your strip will end up being that one color of stripe that's running down the whole thing. The striped patterns gave us an interesting, almost digital pixel kind of look. Is that what you expected from this paper? Next, we'll do the plaid pattern. This is not the most colorful plaid in the world, so I'm not sure we'll get a very good result. I think a plaid with brighter colors would do better. And here's the finished bead. You would not know that pattern started as a plaid from the way the finished bead looks. Time for the polka dots. The teal and green in this are very close in shade, so I'm afraid that we won't see a whole lot of variation when we get this bead rolled. You can't really tell that this is even a polka dot now that it's finished. Now for the flowers. This pattern has some smaller, tighter shapes, so it might give us some interesting variations. There we go. I like this one. And now for our final pattern. I purposely cut this strip so that the edges had the patterns on them. Had I cut the strip where the edge was just the blank teal areas, there would have been no variations in this bead at all. You can see with this one that the small hatched pattern in the paper gave us some really interesting variations on the bead. It's the only one where you can actually see a part of the overall pattern in the finished bead. Here are each of the beads next to the paper they were made from. You can definitely see these beads are related in color, or at least that they coordinate with each other. Here's a better image where you can see each paper and the bead we made from it with more detail. Now, there are several things I want you to notice based on this demonstration. First, notice that the paper sheets seem to have some color contrast in them. These are clear patterns, but when you look at the finished bead, they don't pop nearly as much as the flat paper does. So if you want a finished bead with a lot of color in it, you're going to have to choose a very bright paper with contrasting colors. Second, notice that the size of the pattern makes a huge difference in how it looks when the bead is finished. Paper with smaller, tighter patterns are going to be more recognizable in the finished bead. I hope this demonstration helped you to understand how to choose the best pattern paper for making paper beads. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the little bell so you can be notified each time a new tutorial is uploaded. You may also want to join the mailing list at paperbeadrollers.com so you don't miss out on any sales or new products. See you next time.